Good morning. I'm Attorney Chris Stewart, my law partner Justin Miller, and the rest of our team, along with Tanika Brooks. We'll be brief. We have been swamped with questions about how the family and legal team feels about Officer Rolfe going on vacation to Florida, not just after having killed Rayshard Brooks, but in the middle of the pandemic. Believe that a lot of us would love to be on vacation, and it was mind-blowing to see that Officer Rolfe decided to ignore the court rules and regulations and standards that have been set upon him for his bond and to go to Florida. What I believe you will hear from his legal representatives is that the judge did not specifically say he couldn't leave the state. If that's the situation, then the entire situation for bonds and the detail that's needed in these is going to be tragically destroyed. Judge Barwick was very clear that Officer Rolfe was not supposed to leave the state. As you see in the conditions behind, he has a curfew of 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. He is only allowed to leave for medical, legal, or work. His attorneys have said that he left to go on vacation. He did not notify the judge of that decision, and Paul Howard's office received an email after Officer Rolfe had already been vacationing on the beach for a few days. The ankle monitor is linked to his home address, where Judge Barwick, I'm sure, assumed that he would be staying the entire time. If his lawyers are going to play semantics, or if Officer Rolfe is going to go into semantics, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., it doesn't say Central Standard Time or Eastern Standard Time. It doesn't say what officers he can and can't talk to. It just says none. He's not allowed to talk to the Brooks family. The judge didn't list every single Brooks in her requirements because common sense and fully understanding, especially having legal counsel, Officer Rolfe should not be vacationing in Florida, which we believe is a full violation of his bond, and furthermore shows the mental state of this officer to feel that he could just go on vacation after being charged with the murder of Rayshard Brooks. So it is mind-blowing, it is disappointing, and it is telling for the current state of affairs when it comes to Rayshard Brooks. An entire situation that has been nothing but disrespectful, from his reactions that night, followed by Bill 838, followed by him suing his own chief and the city to try and get his job back, and now going on vacation. I think we've seen the true understanding of Officer Rolfe, and I believe that all of the people that donated to him to get him out of jail were not donating so he could go lay on the beach.
Just to piggyback on what Chris said, the disrespectful part is the part that bothers us the most, and the part that we felt like we needed to say something about the most. It's disrespectful, number one, to the judge, number two, to the judicial system, and number three, to the family and the memory of Rayshard Brooks. This officer is showing and has shown time and time again that he has no respect for these entities, and it's hurtful to the family, and it shows disrespect also, like Chris said, to the people who put up money to get him out of jail. He is an officer. He understands this process better than anyone else, and as an officer, he should know that when it says specifically why you should be out or when you can be out, and it doesn't list vacation as one of those things, he should know that he's in violation and he's flaunting the judge's orders and disrespecting the judge. If you look at it, right, it says the legal, medical, and work, right? 6 to 6. None of those say vacation. None of those say Florida, and he knows this as an officer because if a defendant did that, he would be the first person trying to get that defendant and arrest that defendant and bring them back, saying that they were being disrespectful, that they violated an order. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and we believe that that disrespect is ridiculous, and something needs to happen about that immediately. Tamika go? So we lost Tamika. We're open for questions. Give us 1 second and find Chris and Tamika.
How did y'all find out that he went on vacation?
Well, it was filed by the DA's office, and so we find out that way.
You know how they found out?
We don't. Tamika, would you like to say anything?
I would just like to say that I was baffled when I heard about this. It was very hurtful. It let me know that Officer Ralph did not care about what the judge had laid down, as well as caring about how anyone else would feel on his behalf by vacationing. I'm hurt. And again, I'm just wondering, when will justice be served? When will things change? It hurts. And I feel like something should be done. Something should be done.
Any quick questions? We want to keep it brief since we're inside.
With the ankle monitoring, when he left Florida, didn't it go off and like alert authorities that he was out of the state? And why wasn't he taken into custody there? Is that not how the process works?
We have no idea why it didn't, and why that wasn't an immediate concern to the bond company, but I can't think of any case ever where an officer has just left the state to go on vacation. And what the kind of standard this is going to set is, okay, so now when people get out on bond, are they just free to leisurely travel and go out of state and go on vacation? And the standard that we're going to be monitoring, looking for is, okay, the next time this happens, if that person happens to be African American and in a situation like this, will they get their bond revoked?
What happens next?
Hopefully his bond is revoked.
The DA's gonna schedule a hearing, or will
I believe,
for a hearing?
yeah, hopefully that'll take place today.
Chris, at the bond hearing, the attorney Noah Pines for Officer Rolfe went through great pains to talk about how he was an upstanding officer. What does this experience tell you about him personally? And also, wasn't it Noah Pines who had petitioned the court for the 6 to 6 curfew for his client?
Yeah, it was. Like we said, it just to us, it shows the mental state of Officer Rolfe, like on the video from the shooting. It showed his mental state and the anger. And now it just shows that rules don't apply to him.
Was there any indication that he asked for permission from the court or anyone to go before he left the state?
We know he didn't ask for permission. His attorney told him later.
Yeah. And from the email from his attorney, I believe from looking at the motion, when this was sent to Paul Howard's office, he was already laying on the beach.
So he let them know after he was already there that he was there.
Did his defense lawyers know he was gone?
We don't know that.
With him, just taking off and going to the beach, doesn't that demonstrate a flight risk?
Well, that's not a flight risk, that is flight. He is actually gone.
And they were arguing that it wasn't a flight risk in the bond hearing.
We have the answer to that one.
What is the date on that document that his attorney sent to Paul Howard?
Monday, August 3rd at 2:30 p.m.
And do you know the name of the company that was monitoring him?
It's in the motion, which is attached. We can get that to you. So, I mean, we don't really even have much to say because I've never heard of a situation like this. And we're waiting for the judge to enforce the law. All right, thank y'all.